Hi, everybody. It's Dean Wolfe, and we are going to talk today with Anne-Claire, who's over in the UK right now, are you?
Yes.
Anne-Claire Rallo, you might know her from Nine Skies, which is a progressive rock band, which I've done some reactions to, and I really like that band a lot. But Anne-Claire is going solo just for this project. The project, well, you call it Frantic. This is your first solo album. It's called A Brand New World.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a concept album about Charlie and Hope, the two characters. And you play keyboards, guitar, piano arrangements. You've got some other musicians, of course, helping you. So let's begin by just telling us a little about this album. It just came out September 27th. And I listened to it last night and I really enjoyed it. It's awesome. It's got a very sweeping, it's very cohesive. I find from start to finish, it has a nice cohesive sound to it. There's some tracks, like track number 6 is so gorgeous. You have some female singer there. Much of the album, you have a man singing. Maybe we'll go through the musicians that are working with you. Why don't you take it away there, Anne Claire?
No, yeah, because that's really important because, we say that's a solo album mostly to make the difference with Nine Skies. But actually, I wouldn't be able to do anything without them. And most of the musicians are from Nine Skies because you've got Alex Lamia, who did most of the job. He did a great job. We recorded everything in his studio. He re-recorded most of the part I wrote or I played because we needed to be really, well played. And so that's why that's a bit of a mix. Like I say, I'm playing keyboard and guitar, but he done a lot of, keyboard and guitar as well that he re-recorded. Arrangements, of course. Alexi Bietti from Nine Skies, the bass player. Johnny Marter, the drummer. So you see, you still have the base of the band.
Right.
Except for the singer, which is Martin Wilson. So you might have heard from Grey Lady Dawn. He was the singer of Grey Lady Dawn, a prog band, like I think it was in the 90s or something like that. Doesn't exist anymore, and he's from The Room, the band The Room as well. And the singer, the female singer you mentioned, is Ellen Tyrion. She's from the band Sun Q, which is more prog, not a prog. Sorry, that's more a rock psychedelic band.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you can have a listen to Sun Q. That's really good as well. But all these people, and we have some guests as well on few tracks for the sax or guitar solo. But obviously, they all play a great role in that. So that's more like a band, but that's more like a side project.
Right. So you actually mentioned in the promo that this is actually your first solo album, but you already have a second one in mind, I suppose.
Oh, in mind.
Yeah, in mind.
I've started to write a few songs, let's say like 3-4 songs. One is already done, but that's still demos or things we have to work on with Alex. We might start to work on that this month or next month. Mm-hmm. But we're taking the time. So, but yes, the aim is to do the second album, which is not the following of this story. As you mentioned, that's a concept story. We will probably talk about that. I don't think that will be the story is done, and I don't think that's the point to go on with that now. I don't even know if it will be a concept album now. It's a bit too early, but as soon as we've got the music, I know.
Mm-hmm. So let's talk now about the new album. It's called A Brand New World. Yeah, let's talk about the process of recording your album. When you're imagining it and then finishing it and hearing what it sounds like at the end, is there a big gap? Is it or did it
yes,
sort of?
Because that's really fun, if I can say, for this album, because some of the song, like the first single, "Where Have You Been," are very old personal composition of mine, like from years, that I've never really do into an album. That was always the purpose. And some are a brand new composition or demo that we've put for this album. So that's really a mix. But the idea of making really this concept and this album came 2 years ago when I lost my husband, because obviously the story is well related. The story came from that, from the state of mind I was. And I was like, okay, just if you want to express that in music, why don't you put that in a story? I imagine two characters and trying to make like this dystopian story.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how the two characters came in this story, and all the concept of the album as well. But
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah, mostly that's some demo. That's why Eric, my husband, is you can hear some parts that we were able to keep, because when I was writing my demo, my composition, he was still there to help me with some arrangement, thing like that. So there's some violin parts, not a lot, but some backing that we were able to keep. So that's why, as I was saying, this album is really a mix of everyone involved, really.
I remember hearing about Eric Bouliette, your husband, passing away, and I figured when I was looking at the story about Charlie and Hope, I kind of assumed that it was relating to you and your
No.
own situation and how it impacted you. And so I'm sure if Eric were here, he would be quite proud of what you did, I'm guessing.
Yeah, we hope that's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
purpose
yeah.
of everyone, because everyone involved was really knew him. I was a friend with him, so that's really
Right.
that's why it's a specific, really particular album. But in
Yeah.
terms of you ask in terms of the process, well, I wrote things. Could be on paper, just writing music, or recording some demos, and I took everything with me at Alex's studio, and we work on the demos. And a bit like for Nine Skies, everything was written, the demo was there, but nothing fixed for the bass player and the drummer. That was demo, so they were totally free to play their part as what they did. So
Mhm.
everyone recorded at home, except Martin Wilson, who came from the UK to record the vocals. And then once everything was done, everything has been sent to the studio to be mixed and mastered, and it's done. Yeah.
So do you have CDs for sale or is it going to be
Yeah,
online? Yeah.
we just received the digi files last week. I think on the release day we got them. Yeah, on Friday. So
Awesome.
that's obviously digital on Bandcamp and all the streaming, but that's like a digi file format, the vinyl and the digipack. So that's really
Yeah.
handy to send.
Right. And are you planning to do some live shows or are you going to just sort of incorporate it into the Nine Skies shows or?
I don't think we will mix that with Night Skies, unless there's a special evening, where we really make first act and second act, not mixing the both at the same time. At the moment, we don't have plan, or we don't have, but we're open. We're always open if the current situation for musicians. So if the occasion is there and we can, have someone who say, oh, come to play and it's doable, we will do that. For now, we don't plan that. I'm just focusing mostly on the studio.
Hmm.
Especially that most of the half of the musicians are in France, are in the UK, like for Night Sky, so that's a bit a struggle to move.
Hmm. Hmm. So what's the most enjoyable part of this for you? Is it the actual conceiving of the music or is it the recording process or the what's the most enjoyable part for you?
Well, obviously, with Night Skies, that's two different sides. We really enjoy touring. Well,
Hmm.
that's a two different side of doing music. Yeah, when you're playing and when you're on tour, that's really an experience, like from its own. But
Hmm.
recording, I love the recording experience as well. That's really different, but I love that. So all the process of writing and then sharing with the musician, and you can see what what it's becoming, and with everyone ideas coming together, and then at the end of the recording, you think, okay, that's good, we have everything, and then after the mix and the master, everything is changed again, and to see the final product. So all the process is really, is really enjoyable, and obviously after that, sharing with the people. So you never know what people will, you're not doing music for that, you just express yourself, but that's always good when people say, oh, I really, I really, I don't know, recognize myself in this song, or really enjoy the album. So that's yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. Overall, for me, the album was beautiful. The word beautiful comes to mind. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. There's how would you react to that? Do you find like, is that something you strive for in music to express beauty specifically, or is it just to end up happening that it kind of sounds like to me beautiful?
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, again, that's well, you've heard the last night, guys. I usually use a lot of metaphor and try to express things in always a way that makes a meaning. Of course, you have to make a meaning of something, but always leave the opportunity to everyone to recognize and making their own interpretation. So I have to stay a bit not poetic but metaphoric. And to be fair, on this album, Martin, the singer Martin Wilson, wrote most of the lyrics. He felt the need to write his own lyrics to sing, and I felt the same because obviously I told him what the song was about, the theme of each song and the story. I wrote few songs, few texts, but he wrote at least half of the. I haven't made the count, but of the album, and I think it's right, and I think it's better because he expressed that really well when he's singing.
Right. Yeah. 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 He comes across as coming out. It sounds very sincere, his singing to me. Yeah. He's
Mhm.
coming singing from the heart or the soul, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. I'm curious now to know, Anne-Claire, if you're playing guitar as well. I didn't realize you played guitar. I knew you played piano or keyboards. So tell me a little about yourself as a musician. What got you into music and who are your musical inspirations and things like that?
Well, I started quite early because when I was a child, I was lucky enough that my parents sent me to the conservatory, to learn classical music.
Hmm.
And that was, to be honest, that was a bit of a pain when I was a child because,
Hmm.
classical studies are quite straight and that's not really fun. And I think I did not really realize, I was like, no, I want to stop. That's too, you're always crying and because
Hmm.
that's really difficult. That's really stressful. But I'm quite lucky actually because I started to learn to read and to write music, and just to be able quite young to have this contact with music. And then my older brother did the same, but he turned up quite early to be a guitarist singer in the rock band. So he made me discover all these all these classic but rock band that you have to know, like Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, Dire Straits. When I was quite young, like from 8, something like that, I was listening, and so I always been into music, and I think I started to learn by my own some bass, some guitar, just because I love that. So I'm not really a great player because I'm not practicing as great player might practice, like often. But I knew music as for what I'm doing. That's enough because I just want to be able to write my things, to express my thing. I'm not touring a lot except with Nine Skies. So that's it basically. That just I really enjoy, like you, I guess, to listen to a lot of music. I'm listening to a lot of music, but I really enjoy just to be able to express my thing and do things like this album, or go on with Nine Skies. Of course, Alex is managing a lot of the music part with Nine Skies, but yeah, that's what I think both bands like that are enough for me.
Yeah, that keeps you busy, eh? Yeah.
Yes.
Now tell me a little about you have your own agency,
Hmm.
which you what
Yeah,
did
Bad Dog Promotion is my PR music agency that I found, like, maybe it's 2 years or 3 years now.
yeah. And
Um,
how is it going for you to do that? That's a pretty big thing to do, to start your own PR agency.
well, you know what? To be honest, I was teaching French in the UK. I worked a lot. I was director of the French department, so I was a lot of job. And I just had a stroke one day. I'm not saying it's because of the job, but it just happened. And I was stuck at the hospital. For months. I was stuck at home after that, so I had to stop teaching. And to be honest, that wasn't really my thing. So as I was already doing some PR for Nine Skies for years, because well, you have to do that for your own band, so someone had to do, and
Hmm.
it happened that I enjoyed that. So we just had the idea, like, okay, why don't you try something else? And I had to start working from home. So we say, well, let's see how it goes. And I wasn't expecting things to turn out like that. Actually, it's going very well at the moment, so finger crossed. But especially in the prog field, prog and rock. You know, I mean, I know most of the people, and I have the chance to be surrounded by great artists who trust me now and come back to me regularly. So that's yeah, that's really cool. That's really time consuming, but I mean that's my day job now, so that's okay.
Yeah, that's your day
Yeah,
job.
yeah.
So as I was listening to the album last night, uh, as I mentioned, the word beautiful comes to mind. And this is what I do when I listen to albums. I'm kind of just sort of opening myself up for just sort of vibrations, feelings, or whatever. And I did feel that overall there was a sort of an atmosphere. For example, you know the movie Blade Runner, right?
That's
Yeah,
my favorite movie.
is that
Well, the
right? That
original one, not the
oh,
yeah.
I like them both. The original,
Yeah,
of
I like them
course.
both, but
Yeah.
I mean that's the original one is yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's my impression was sort of like there's a cinematic feel to it. It had an atmosphere more than for example, if you put on a Beatles album, you don't think atmosphere, right? You just think great songs, individual songs, little packages put together kind of. Whereas your album really had a kind of a thread. Obviously, it is a concept album.
That's funny.
And
I'm quite glad you mentioned Blade Runner because, to be honest, as I said, of course, that's one of my biggest influence because that's one of my favorite movie. But I have to admit that I thought about Blade Runner when I wrote the
hmm,
concept and this dystopian universe.
yeah,
And so yeah, that's
right,
yeah.
right. Yeah, so that comes across, and there's certainly the singing. Your male singer, what was his name again?
Martin Wilson.
Right, right. He's singing with a lot of passion,
Yes.
and obviously, like you say, he and I think a lot of singers are like that. I think Geddy Lee and Rush was the same way. Neil Peart would write the lyrics, but for in order for him to sing it, he would have to work with him and get the words right because he couldn't sing something that he didn't really kind of feel.
Yeah,
And so I can tell the singer is projecting that passion, so the passion comes through really strong. Um, there was also something about the album that was comforting. That's another word I thought of. It had a uh, not in a lullaby kind of way, but sort of actually, because there is some repetition where you've got a sort of a melody and it's repeating,
mm,
but in a kind of a kind of like an ocean way, the ocean waves where it's kind of constantly hitting the shore with this musical concept or idea. So it's a really cool album. I think you should be very proud of it. I'm sure you are.
well, thank you. That's really nice to hear.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, you're right. That's a kind of a loop, the end of the story, the beginning, the end, and the prologue and the epilogue. We try to tend to make the same, not the same chord harmony, but the same kind of start and ending, and even if it's talking about like quite a dark world and like it starts from a drama thing like that, but we try to the end is quite hopeful and that's
Mhm.
why she's called Hope, the character. So
Yeah. Like it's not depressing.
the spoken sentence at the beginning and at the ending actually is a quote from Nietzsche. Not a lot of people have noticed that. That's not from me.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But that's quite up to you. Just a small, thinking about thing and asking question, but it's up to everyone to find their own answer. So it's not especially sad or hopeful. That just make your
hmm
own thing. A bit like Blade Runner.
hmm hmm Well, wonderful job. I'm very happy to talk about this with you. I'm really
You're welcome for your time. I'm happy
it's really
to. Yeah.
cool. It's really cool. Is there a website we can talk about that we could put up for people to look at?
I don't have a website about the band specifically now, but we have the Facebook, we have the usual thing, Instagram, and I'm not really on Twitter, but the page is here. Mostly on Facebook, you can contact them, and we share news. Yeah,
Okay.
mostly on that. Yeah, and you have the Bandcamp to listen to the album, the YouTube, all the streaming to order it, and you have the FTF Music website for people in Europe to order the CD as well. So
Right.
everything is on the link tree and on the Facebook. Yeah.
I heartily recommend this album to anyone who wants to check it out. You got to check it out. It's really good. So thanks for this talk, Anne-Claire,
Thank
and
you.
I'm sure we'll talk again. Last time we talked was with to do with Imaginarium. Remember that?
Yes, actually, I thought that
Yeah.
was for Nine Skies, but you're right. Yeah, that was for
Yeah, it was actually I
the
think it was a
radio.
Imaginarium, but I think we
Yeah,
did discuss Nine Skies, didn't we?
yeah, well, yeah.
Or was there a Nine Skies? Now I forget now. Did we talk about Nine Skies specifically?
Well, you definitely did a video for the Steve Hackett song. I
Yes, I did
remember
a
that.
reaction video. Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah.
We
Yeah.
talked about it. I'm not sure we put the video online, but well, yeah.
Yeah. So I'll put the links below everybody. You can see the reaction I did to Anne Claire's other band, which is Nine Skies, which is sort of your main band, right? Nine Skies.
Yes.
I noticed in your promo it mentioned Genesia. I wasn't familiar with that one. Is that another band you were in?
Not myself. That's because I mentioned the side project of the musicians involved, and Alexi,
Oh.
the bass player, is
Hmm.
playing in Genesis cover band, which is really really good, and it's called Genesia.
Okay, Genesia. All right.
Yeah, you can check
Cool.
that on YouTube, and there are few stuff.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll be something to check out too. Okay, so thanks a lot, Anne Claire, and
Thanks to you.
I'm sure we'll be in touch again and
Sure.
take care. Thanks.
Take
Thanks.
care. Bye bye.